Hey writers, before we start digging in and talking about research in depth, I want to establish some basic understanding of what we're trying to accomplish here. So when you're writing, you're trying to appeal to your readers, and there are three rhetorical appeals: ethos, pathos, and logos. Let's talk about ethos for a second. That's where you're trying to build a sense of trust or credibility with your readers. You're trying to show them that you're knowledgeable and smart and that you can be counted on for the information that you're providing them. So since you are writing what's called a researched argument for Exchangers magazine, the primary way that you're going to establish ethos with your readers is through the sources that you're collecting as you build this argument over time, which means that we need to look back and think critically about the sources that you've gathered and whether or not they're the best ones, and also look forward for opportunities to develop or boost your ethos as you continue to research and expand this argument in the directions that hopefully you have in mind based on the conversations you've been having around your draft. So that is your general overview, but now let me give you just a couple of metaphors to help. So first of all, I want you to think about your sources as sort of like team players. And anytime that you are bringing a source into your argument, you're basically recruiting the authority of that person or the skill of that author or organization to be a part of your team, to have your back. And you only, there's no maximum amount of sources, but let's say that you need to recruit 10 to 15 players. You've got to think about which players that you want to recruit to have your back. They're a part of your reputation. Let's run this metaphor out just a little bit more. If you really were recruiting people for a team like a sports team, or even maybe like a musical group, you wouldn't want a bunch of people playing the same position. You would want multiple people filling in different parts that help the team to accomplish what they're setting out to do. Think about this with your sources. That's why we don't just research the topic in general. We're going to research really small parts like specific solutions or specific background information that you really need to fill in, because again, each of those sources is playing a unique part in the greater whole. They're not all running the entire game here. So you might wonder if this metaphor breaks down because you also would like to have people in your argument to represent the other side. And yeah, those people aren't like, you're not recruiting them to have your back. You're recruiting them to argue with them a little bit. But again, run this sports metaphor out just a little bit. Whoever you recruit to play your opposing team, think about if you've ever watched a good game or ever participated in anything competitive. It's really not that fun to watch or be a part of something when your side is so much stronger and you're just going to demolish the other side. It's nice to have a team to play against that has a little bit of skill so that it's a tight game and it feels exciting for the audience. It's the same thing with an argument in writing. Don't choose a weak opponent. Seek out and recruit a really strong opponent. Give them airtime in your argument, and don't try to make them look ridiculous. Build up the strengths in what they have to say and then shoot them down. That actually makes you look stronger. When you can beat a solid and quality opposing team, it means that you actually have something going on your side.